J-Dub is back at it here to give everyone another Breaking Bad Season 5 episode review video. Before I get to that, though, pretty important, if you're not caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching Breaking Bad, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which, of course, I'll say as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further, just to stay away from any potential spoilers. This will be Breaking Bad Season 5, Episode 13, titled this episode called Tahajali. This will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. Lydia observes a methylamine cook performed by Todd, and the purity of Todd's product has now improved to 76%, but Lydia notes it lacks the trademark blue coloring, which of course her foreign buyers demand. That's what they want. She orders Todd to improve his cook. Todd then receives a call from Walt asking his uncle to put a hit on Jesse. Meanwhile, Jesse tells Hank and Steve Gomez about his plan to capture Walt through his money. At Jesse's lead, Hank visits Huell at a DEA safe house and tricks him into cooperating by having Huell believe that Walt has put hits on himself, Kuby, and Saul. Hank shows Huell a staged photo of Jesse shot in the head as proof, and Huell confesses that he stored Walt's money in barrels, and Kuby gave him a rental van and a shovel, but does not know where the money is hidden. And then Hank advises Huell not to answer any calls or leave the house. He's free to leave, but he wouldn't suggest it, but not to answer any calls if Walt's tracing his phone. And then Walt meets with Todd's uncle Jack and Kenny to discuss the hit on Jesse. Walt, of course, is hesitant because of his past with Jesse and urges the job to be quick and painless. And Jack tells Walt that he will only accept if Walt teaches Todd to cook his signature blue meth, which Walt reluctantly agrees to do after the hit on Jesse, after Jesse is taken care of. And then Walt attempts to lure Jesse out into the open by visiting Andrea, telling her that Jesse is using again and that Walt hasn't heard from him in a while. So Andrea calls Jesse and leaves a voicemail about her and Walt's concern. But of course, Hank intercepts the voicemail and does not tell Jesse about it. Now, Hank then finds that the van rental company were forced to remove their GPS tracker 6 months ago thanks to a lawsuit. And then Saul, wearing a bulletproof vest, approaches Walt at the car wash and tells him that Huell is missing. Now, Jesse sends Walt a photo of a barrel filled with money. But before I get into that, actually, so Saul is at the car wash talking to Skyler, and Walter Jr. is being really weird with this like crazy look on his face, maybe because he just sees a celebrity that's on a billboard, but he's like, hey, you're the guy, and he had this like creepy look on his face, and it's just weird. And after Saul kind of walks away, he's like, have an A1 day. I don't know, Walter Jr. was a little creepy in this one. But anyway, so Jesse, of course, sends Walt a photo of a barrel filled with money and tells Walt that the van had a GPS unit and he found Walt's fortune. Panicking, Walt frantically rushes to the location, and Jesse threatens to burn it all if their call is disrupted by or for any reason at all. Now, during the heated conversation, Walt confesses to poisoning Brock, but states that he ensured Brock's survival and all the murders he has committed were also committed to protect Jesse. As Walt approaches the desert location where his money is, of course, buried, Jesse all of a sudden is silent. And then when he arrives, Walt finds no one there. He sees another car approaching carrying Jesse, and he hides, believing Jesse is going to kill him. And then he calls Jack and gives the Brotherhood the GPS coordinates where he buried his fortune, but then calls it off when he realizes that it's actually Hank and Steve Gomez who are with Jesse. Interesting twist there. And then concerned, Walt gives himself up to Hank, who handcuffs him and reads him his Miranda rights. Walt ignores, acknowledging he understands the rights, and glares at Jesse, calling him a coward. Jesse, of course, he decides to spit in Walt's face, and a scuffle ensues until, of course, Gomez and Hank break it up. Then Walt is put in the back seat of Gomez's SUV while Jesse is escorted to Walt's car. Hank then calls Marie to inform her that he has caught Walt. However, Jack and his Brotherhood approach from the desert, having ignored Walt's cancellation call. and confront Hank, or actually he was on the phone with them the whole time and said, never mind, he didn't have to call him back, and confront Hank and Steve Gomez. Now, a panicked Walt attempts to defuse the situation to no avail. Jack signals Kenny to open fire, beginning a shootout while Jesse and Walt take cover in their cars to avoid a bunch of bullets going all over the place. And of course, that's where they leave the episode off, and it ends. To be continued, which the next episode is one of the best episodes of Breaking Bad. It's probably 75% of the people think it's this one, and that'll be Ozymandias. So, pretty awesome episode. It's getting crazy. Well, it's been getting crazy, but it's getting even crazier as the episodes go by. I'm going to score this episode a 9.6 out of 10. Really, my only issue with the episode is Walter Jr. being creepy and like something's wrong with him in this episode when he's talking to Saul. I don't know. Maybe it's just, oh, I see a celebrity, so I've got to act creepy. Maybe that's what it was, but it was definitely a good episode. And I have to give the character of the episode to Hank because, well, Hank set out to do something and he accomplished it. He caught Heisenberg, and he has Heisenberg in handcuffs, and he's going to take him in. Well, at least he thinks he's going to take him in. So, awesome episode. Love it. Breaking Bad is amazing, and we only got a few episodes left. So, you heard what I have to say. Now it's your turn. So, if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, and I know you are, because everybody likes Breaking Bad, and if you're not a fan of Breaking Bad, but for some reason you watched all of this, tell me why. And make sure you smash that like button if you do like it. If you know anybody that would be interested in any kind of Breaking Bad commentary, reviews, anything like that, go ahead and share the video with them. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about your thoughts. What would you score this episode? Who would be your character of the episode? And, well, what would be your favorite moment? Obviously not Walter Jr. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, I'm trying to grow this channel, so don't forget to hit that sub button. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special, and JDev will return.